Good morning. It is 9:30 a.m. on the 29th of July. I haven't made a video in a little bit. The last couple of weeks been busy. It's super hot here in Georgia, and we've done quite a few new things, and we'll cover that today. Nothing new as far as the build out is, because I just haven't had time, and it's been way too hot. We had a good order that came in 2 days ago. This order was 1,136 pieces, I believe. Shout out to the guy that ordered this. It's awesome. Though it drove me crazy to pack this up, but it was a good order and all. We had one mistake. The program that I used to identify certain pieces back a couple months ago, I guess it had some issues, or I had some issues. When we take the picture with the program, this was sitting down flat on the piece, and it didn't see that it didn't have a back. Well, he ordered a piece exactly like this, but it had a back to it, a solid piece. So when I went and pulled the order, I noticed that, hey, it's missing the back part. It's not the right piece. And okay, I understand that, sometimes these programs have problems. So we included sent him a note and said, hey, look, I don't have it. Here's 40 cents back for that piece, and we don't have it. But he pretty much bought out all my brand new pieces, rock pieces and stuff like that. Lots of slopes, all my fangs, claws, whites, blacks, pearl gold. Bought all that out. I mean, he took everything. And I was like, okay, this is great. This is a great order, but now I got to figure out how to get more of those pieces back into our inventory and all. So I'll be shipping this out today. I've got to do the label, print the label up, get it to the post office. That'll be gone. This thing weighed about 2 pounds or something of Lego pieces. Very, very good order. Happy with that. So yesterday, and we're still working on our stuff here and all. But yesterday we went down to Jacksonville, Florida, to the Lego store. Had a few things to do with that, and that's a 2-hour, roughly with traffic. It's a 2-hour drive there and 2 hours back. As long as you don't get in some major traffic on I-95 and stuff. So we went down there. I had a few things that I wanted to pick up and all. One of the things is Chamberlain Bookstore. Years ago, and I'm gonna tell my age here, I'm 50-something years old, but back when I was in high school, I used to read the Dragonlance novels, and I always thought, like, Tracy Hickman and Margaret Weiss is the authors of the book. I read every single one of them, right? After my high school, I went into the military, just read other things, and really never looked back onto the Dragonlance series until I think it was 2 years ago. I heard that they were, going to be allowed to write the Dragonlance series again. I'm like, hey, this is great. So they come out with 3 books. I read those. I tried the audios. Didn't really care too much for the audiobooks. And the reader for it was just, I don't know. I just couldn't click with the narrator with those audiobooks. So I switched over to the books, finished the books, great books and stuff. About 2 months ago, I seen somebody had wrote something about 160 different Dragonlance novels, and told myself, there's not that many Dragonlance novels. Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman never wrote that many Dragonlance novels. And then I realized, well, that was when I read all that stuff and was reading that stuff. We didn't have the internet back then, and I had no way of looking up like any other authors and stuff. So now, 2 months ago, I went back and I was like, okay, hey, look, let me look and see what other Dragonlance novels they are. Well, true enough, there's 160 plus, with 3 more coming out in the next years and so. Luckily, thank God. So we went down to Chamberlain Bookstore, which has this massive warehouse of books. I mean, it's so many books in there. It's crazy. It's like a maze. You can really get lost. And I asked first of all, I went in there and I tried to look myself. And I'm telling you, this place is so massive that I had to wind up asking somebody. I'm like, hey, where is the Dragonlance novels? They're like, oh, it's on aisle 18 over there, if it's going to be over there at all. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this place is huge. So got over there and just got to looking, and sure enough, we did find quite a few Dragonlance novels that I picked up that I have not read at all. They're in used conditions, but hey, that's okay. $4 a book, and I got quite a few of the authors and stuff. Some I have never read before, so I picked those up. There, you can see some more in there. It gives me something to read. As I was checking out, the lady was like, "Oh, have you seen our rare Forgotten Realms Dragonlance novels in the case over there?" I'm like, "No, I did not know you all had rare, hard to find ones." And sure enough, they had a few in the case and stuff, but I didn't want to buy those this go round. I'll buy those the next go round. So I was, you know, a little overwhelmed with all the books and stuff in there. So we proceeded there. We went to lunch at this place called Whiskey Cake over at the St. John's Town Center. Awesome place to eat. Their hamburgers were very, very good. And the rum cake at the end, or whiskey cake, I'm sorry. The whiskey cake was this huge piece of cake that I just looked at the waitress. I looked at my wife. I was like, I can't eat, we can't eat all this. So we gave half of it to the waitress and ate the other half. And then we proceeded to go over there to the St. John's Town Center to the Lego store. Woohoo! All right, so we're going to cover what we got in there in a minute. And it was busy. I went out to the truck, got in the truck, cranked it up. I was like, oh, it's so hot. And it's like, it was about 1 o'clock, 1:30, something like that. The temperature was reading 110 inside, not inside the vehicle, but the outside temperature was reading 110 on the asphalt. It was absolutely insane yesterday. We're underneath the heat advisory again today and stuff. So, okay, now we get to the fun part. We went to the Lego store, and I went looking around at the new stuff, and I'm like, wow, that's cool, you know. And I'm like, okay, I got to stick to what I came here for, and that's parts. We definitely got to get parts for the Lego Bricklink store. You know, everybody's ordering parts, needing parts, and we want to expand this whole thing. So I like picking up. We don't have a Lego store in here in Savannah, or any kind of Lego store here in Savannah, so we have to travel to go get parts and pieces and stuff like that. So I wound up getting 5 boxes off the Pick-a-Brick and stuff, and this is what they come in now. These are the $17.99. You know, you fill them up off the Pick-a-Brick, and we wind up getting 5 of these things, and these are all new parts that will be added to the store. And some people, I've heard people say that, you know, hey, it's not really worth it, the value and stuff like that. But what I like to do is, I had about $28 in my account from, you know, scanning the books and everything like that. So I wind up getting almost, not quite, but almost 1.5 of these for free and stuff. And that kind of works out for me and stuff. Some people spend their points on parts or whatever, or sets and stuff like that, and you can do that, but I like to use it on to get new stuff for the Pick-a-Brick wall, or the Bricklink wall and stuff like that. So like here's a prime example. We got all these parts and stuff like that. My wife filled, I told her, I was like, yep, I definitely need those, and we filled them up. So now we just got to count them and put them into the wall. The rest of the ones here are, I think, a mixture. Watch me dump all these things out. It'll be hilariously funny. But some of it you just go through and, you know, like, let me see if I can get this one open. And it's a mixture of parts and stuff. They didn't have really a super good selection, but I grabbed some things that I thought, you know, hey, I didn't have, or that I would need and stuff. And then we'll sort these out, count them, and they'll go into the wall over there and stuff. Okay, so while I'm there, like I said, we don't have a Lego store close by, so we have no access unless we order online to the brickheads. And I like the Lego Star Wars brickheads. I got the Ahsoka Katana. I got the Cody one. I think I got the Tusken Raiders. I've got quite a few of the brickheads and stuff, so we did pick up the brickheads. I wound up getting 3 of them this time. Now the price of the old brickheads was around $10 and stuff. These have went up to I think I paid $12.99 a piece for these. And it's not really the part count. It's just Legos going up in price and stuff. And I'm sure when I figure this out, I'll either break even or might even lose money on these boxes. I don't know yet. We'll take a look at it. But one of the main sets that I wanted to get, and I've got quite a few Speed Champions and stuff. We have, let me show you this over here. We have a few that's put together and stuff like that. I have, let's see, where's it? Oh yeah, there's another one right there. I got so much stuff. I got to clean up one day. You know, I got some Speed Champions. A lot of the Speed Champions are in boxes and stuff. And so I went in there. I'm like, okay, well, I didn't really see any new Speed Champions that I wanted and stuff. I says, unless they have the Ken Block, the Hoonicorn car. I looked at them. I looked down. I was like, okay, there's none there and stuff. And there was an empty spot. I'm like, I bet that's where they're at. So when I was checking out, I asked the guy. I was like, hey, do y'all? I know June they had the release of the Hoonicorn cars. I was like, Speed Champions. I see y'all guys are out, or did y'all get them in? He's like, oh yeah, they sell really good. They're really movers. And I was like, yeah, I can imagine they are. And he goes, well, let me go look in the back. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. Take a look in the back and see if you got any. And he comes out, and guess what? I got 2 of them. That's all they had. They were out. They were sold out after that and stuff and all. One thing I like about the Hoonicorn cars, the Ford Mustang and all, is, you know, Ken Block, he passed away and all, rest in peace. But he's very popular with his skateboarding and logos and apparel and stuff like that. And he did all the, you know, the race cars, drifting stuff. And you can go watch his videos on YouTube and stuff like that. Very, very popular with the young folk and stuff. And Lego, they do certain things with people that have passed away in the past, certain sets and everything like that. And I thought this would be a good tribute to him and all. Yeah, I know the Paul Walker car. I've got the Speed Champion Paul Walker and everything like that. But, you know, I think these are going to be a better car and stuff like that. But regardless, we got some. I'll probably go down next month and see if they have a few more. Pick up some more of the Bricklink or the Bricklink wall stuff, the Pick-a-Brick. Somebody was telling me that the Disney Legoland has a bigger selection of the Pick-a-Brick wall. So we're going to take a look and see if they do have that. I'm not 100% sure on it, but we'll check it out. I would love to check that out and go down there and see what I can find. In the meantime, I still have tons of pieces. Now you'll see here, there's empty drawers because that big order at 1,100 parts, it cleaned me out completely of some drawers. Now I've got to go through and try to restock those. Before we say adios, we're going to look at one other thing. It's a giveaway. I'm going to put a giveaway out that 50 subscribers, we're going to give away something. So let's see. I'm going to post this on TikTok. Let's see. We are going to give away. Let's see. Where is it at? Okay. There we go. Right here. This is the AAT set number 30680. We hit 50 subscribers. We'll give this away. Now, like, subscribe, and make a comment. The only way I can track to see who is going to get this is the comments. And I'll look at, once we hit 50 subscribers, I'll look at the comments. All you got to do is say hi, hello, just whatever you say, and I'll take your name and put it in the pool list in a randomized thing, and it'll randomize the names and choose one of them, and you'll get this 25th edition episode, the AAT 75 pieces Star Wars set, and we'll give that away for one of the 50 subscribers that subscribes. Okay, so until then, I've got a lot of work to do, Ciao for now. Bye.